Hey everyone, Sword Rocks is here. Been a while since I've made a video, and I will get back to actually posting some gameplays on this channel. There are some Kingdom Hearts stuff I need to get out. There's also some other games that are coming up. I wanted to talk about Mario and Rabbids. I know the Super Mario movie trailer just dropped yesterday or so. By the time of me recording this, there's a lot of stuff that's been happening. But there's one thing I want to talk about today. I want to do something a little different. So I recently just came back from a business trip, which is why I have not. I'm just going to call it a business trip. I'm not going to go into too much detail other than that. And this is why I have not made a video in a while, at least for these past couple of months or so, because I've just been gone, haven't had my recording equipment, which is funny, because I came back and my tripod is actually messed up, which is why I'm sitting down right now rather than standing up and being all grandioso and being loud and ridiculous. So, being gone for these 2 months on business, there were certain restrictions that I had to follow. There were certain things that I could and could not do, and I would get bored very quickly. I did bring my Switch with me, and I did play a few games. I'm playing through Splatoon 3 right now. That game's actually really a lot of fun. I am so mad it took me so long to get into Splatoon stuff. But mentioning video games, there was one place I do want to talk about, and that is Vortex Arcade in Sherwood, Arkansas. Now this place, hold on, actually let me make sure I actually got the place right. And it is Sherwood, Arkansas. Okay, just trying to make sure. Most of my time was spent around Little Rock, but as far as my free time goes, I try to spend it here at the arcade. And man, I have to say, I had a lot of fun. Galaga, we got asteroids, meteors, Tron, King Kong, the original Donkey Kong, Kong Clash. Mousetrap. This place is freaking awesome, man. I love it. Q-Bird. Got the original Dig Dug, alright. So as you can see, I was a little excited. I like to thank, once again, Mr. Brian for giving me the tour of the arcade. I like to thank the owner, Mr. Daniel, for allowing me to record some footage of the arcade. I'm going to put up on the screen here. Record some footage of the arcade and just kind of get the origin story on how a lot of these machines got here and how he was able to sort of realize his dream and owning his own arcade one day. And I just have to say, this is definitely the best arcade I've been to in years. It's been a long time since I actually been to an arcade, but out of the number of arcades I actually went throughout my life, I'll probably say this is definitely the closest to being my favorite arcade I've been to, if not my absolute favorite. I'm originally from upstate Connecticut. Well, not upstate, more like the inner city part of Connecticut. I'm in a completely different state now. I'm living here. This is where I'm going to stay for the time being. But when I was living in Connecticut, there was this big arcade that I would go to, and I would just love to go there all the time. And it was sort of like a standard thing, you know. It's just an arcade that takes tokens or quarters. I think they took quarters first and then they started taking tokens, or vice versa. It was one of those sort of things. But just like with everything of that sort of space, it eventually went out of business. And as arcades started to disappear, as people started staying home more to play video games on consoles, PC, or whatever, there was still this sort of niche market where arcades were still seen, you know, as very valuable things. And people around my age or even older has never lost that value in arcades. And so as the next generation came along, a lot of them started getting interested in these sort of arcade and cabinet games. So arcades have been slowly starting to pop up in bars and different other places throughout the United States, and I'm pretty sure Japan had never went out of style. So it's like a place like that is a little different. But over here in the States, it's not exactly something that you'll necessarily see everywhere. Yeah, of course you'll see them at like the bowling alley or something like that. But you normally don't go to the bowling alley to play the arcade. You go to the bowling alley to do bowling. But when you have an actual arcade that's just dedicated to the games, you get Vortex Arcade, which is absolutely fantastic. Very nice staff, very great setup of games, very good collection of classic titles such as Atari and Sega, and the original Nintendo, of course Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64 being more my era. That's also there as well. Very good emulation settings on a lot of this stuff, and I think that he did a fantastic job. They did a fantastic job just putting all this together. So once again, thank you for letting me film. Thank you for letting me go there, Mr. Daniel, and just basically just have a good time. So all you have to do is, if you ever get a chance to go down to Sherwood, Arkansas, definitely visit Vortex Arcade. Great group of people. All you have to do as soon as you walk in, just pay a small fee of $10. And guess what you can do from there? You can play any game you want. That's right, they got rid of tokens, they got rid of quarters, all that nonsense. Pfft, gone, sliced, out of here. So, just go up, press a button, and then you just start playing. Any game that you could possibly think of. Tekken, Street Fighter, Donkey Kong, of course the originals, Mario Brothers, Dragon's Lair. You need to get Dragon's Lair 1. I see you had Dragon Lair 2, which that was actually my first time playing. I played the first Dragon Lair, I've never played the second one. Of course, what I've just seen of it was only on YouTube, but this is my first time actually playing it. I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you for having that one, but we need to get the first Dragon Lair in there. And there was actually some arcade games I've never seen before. Pac-Man. I've seen Pac-Man before. We've all played Pac-Man. Pac-Man's a big one. And one of my favorite arcade cabinet games, besides Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Through Time, the Simpsons arcade cabinet game. Never beat it. Had to be about 2 decades. Playing it, never beat it. Finally was able to beat it here. This goes down as my favorite. It's official. This goes down as my favorite arcade, just for the fact that I was able to beat the Simpsons. Not only to find the Simpsons cabinet game, because it seems it's such a rare commodity nowadays, but to actually beat the game itself. It took over 2 decades, but it was finally beaten. And I was so happy. So I just really had a blast here playing Cruising World, Crazy Taxi, House of the Dead. And if I ever go back to Arkansas, which I probably won't, if I ever do, I don't want it to be on business. I would definitely try to beat the House of the Dead arcade version. I mean, I beat House of the Dead before, but I've actually never beat the cabinet version of it. So that would be my next challenge. But as far as like the whole arcade itself, of course you got your standard Dance Dance Revolution and whatnot, and even a couple of Japanese imported games. I really had a ball here. I really have a blast. I highly recommend it. If you're ever in the Sherwood, Arkansas area, once again, definitely go out and check the Vortex Arcade. Fantastic place. Absolutely love it. These are people that know games in and out, and they love what they do, and you can feel the passion in the room, and it's really amazing. Absolutely had a blast. So thank you once again, Mr. Daniel and Mr. Brian, for the tour, for actually letting me go ahead and film and letting me throw up a video on my YouTube channel. I will link the stuff that you guys wanted in the description, and anybody go ahead and check out. Like, I put some little clips up here up on the screen while I was talking, but definitely check it out. It's a must go place. It's a must go place if you're ever in that area, or even around that state, or even in the next state over. Just come on by. Just come on by and just play some games. Just play some games and have a good time. Well, that's about all I got as far as this video here. I just wanted to say that I will try to update more stuff on the channel. Try to get back into the social media stuff again. It's been a while, been gone on business, but now I'm back. Sword Art Roxas, signing off. I'll catch you guys in the next one.